Welcome to the Financial Freedom Podcast with your host, Lorna Poole, sharing the secrets to creating wealth, investing, and that all-important money mindset. To find out more and accelerate your journey to financial freedom, head on over to www.lornapoole.com to get started. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Financial Freedom Podcast. Would you love to be able to invest in real estate without money, credit, or experience? Is this possible? Well, my guest expert today, just 4 short years ago, Vicky Schettini was homeless with only $500 left to her name after a devastating divorce where she lost everything. She packed up her remaining possessions and moved across the country. With nothing but her strong work ethic and courageous ambition to become a successful real estate investor, Vicky built an empire in record time. Today, Vicky has bought and sold over $72 million in real estate investment and negotiated over 1,000 separate transactions. Vicky, great to have you here.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. I am so excited and honored to be here. Thank you again.
You know, but how does somebody, like when I read this initially, I was like, how does somebody go from absolutely nothing to pulling in 72 million?
Drive, ambition, willingness to do whatever it takes. And failure was never an option. That was it.
Yeah.
That's what you have to be able to succeed. Those are the key things that you need to have.
Yeah. It's kind of like do or die.
Exactly. And one of the biggest thing, I mean, that's really what happened. I was homeless. I was living out of my car, and I'm in a town that I don't know anyone. I don't have a job. I had a foreclosure on me. So I had all this stuff happening, and I either made it or what. So I was going to make it. I'll remember the one night when I was in my really, really me pity party. And that's what it was. I was the only one at that party. And I joined. The next morning, I said, nobody's joining my party except me. So yeah. I thought, you know what? I can't have another night like that. And I said, what is the best way for me to get out of the poor me attitude? And then I said, I'm going to go get a rescue dog. I went and I got Mr. B. Mr. B is short for Mr. Big. He's a whole 7 pounds. And he had such a bad life that I said, no, I need to do something better. I am not going to come to Jackson, Mississippi to come die in the back of my car. And the night before was really, really hard because the place that I was at, it was a bad area, I'll be honest. And there was a riot out there. A couple gunshots happened, and I'm hiding in the backseat of my car. So I wasn't going to go. That wasn't going to happen. So the next day I got Mr. B, and to top it off, I had fell down and broken my tailbone. So I literally had a broken behind. And I decided that was it. I started networking like there was no tomorrow. I made the right connections. Did I get laughed at? Of course I did. Were people thinking I was crazy? Of course I did. But I found the right people to keep in my inner circle. And I know you.
But how does somebody, you know, a lot of homeless people find it hard to mix with the right people or get the right opportunity. So where did you seek these people?
I went to the real estate investment group meeting they had. They had a lunch, and I went there and I started networking with people. I started calling, driving around. I started finding for sale by owner sign. And I started calling all the owners, and I told them what I came to Jackson, Mississippi to do. I came to buy 60 houses in the first 4 years, and then the next 4 years I was going to pay them off, and then I was going to retire. And I would even go more in detail. And I said, so for during the first 4 years while I'm buying, and that's 15 houses a year, 1.5 a month. So I need to be looking at this many property every day. And there was two investors within 3 days that were willing to give me the chance. They would owner finance me a house because they believed in me. I was confident I was going to do it, and I was not going to take no for an answer. And I only had to do one because then the word got out what I did. So all those other people that laughed at me, they came back later on, and they started giving me houses for me to owner finance. Now, here's the thing is, a lot of them would want down payment, but I didn't have it. I literally had $500 to my name. So I would work out a deal with them. What is it that they needed in their business? So if they would sell houses with owner financing, okay, I would go and however many houses they had, I would go and find them their next own person to buy their house. And they paid me a referral fee, which equivalent to my down payment. If you, like, I do a lot of rentals. If I have a couple people that I just have to say, look, I have a rental coming up. If they give me great people, they're going to get paid because why? They're saving me time. Then me have to get on the phones and start qualifying all these people. No, I'm not doing that. I can pay somebody that's willing to do that. That's what I did. I networked. I found out what the other person needed, and I started buying houses with with owner financing. The down payment it was kind of like a barter system. I do this for you. There's no down payment for me.
I love it.
Yeah, it was networking.
I don't know if that takes balls.
It did. And it was kind of hard. But, I mean, I had to have come to Jesus moments, to be honest with you, because that night I really, really was on my pity me party. And I said, no, this is not me. And who's going to want to be around me in this party? No one. So you need to make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do it no matter what. I mean, how many times? Let me just ask, and I know you heard this, but I hear it all the time, Lorna. People say, I'm going to try doing this, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to go and do that. Well, they might as well not try it. Don't even try it because it's not going to work. Because in relationship, business, and anything, you're going to have ups and downs. And the minute you have a down, you're going to skip because, it didn't work out because this happened. No. It didn't work out because you didn't stick with it. You have to learn when the business is down, learn how to fix it, get creative. You have to be creative. If you don't have the money, you have to get creative. I will tell you the other thing I did is because finally when I got into my first house, the water company wanted $150 deposit. I had to pay that up front. The electric company said, they wanted a $200 deposit, but they were willing to bill me for the deposit, right? So what did I do? Now I'm down to $350. I have to eat. I'm going to have a mortgage due because I have to pay the seller that he did owner financing for me. I have to buy materials. This house was a 1950 house. The previous owner was an older gentleman that had accidents on the carpet. And I had to fix it up to get it rented. It needed a big, lipstick on this house. So for me to be able to come up with money to buy materials, to do all this stuff, I got creative again. The items that belonged to me that I had on my trailer when I moved across country, I started selling it on eBay. I made my money selling my own personal stuff on eBay. There was stuff that really meant a lot to me, but I said, you know what? I don't care. I need to make this sacrifice right now so I can get ahead and build my retirement. One day, I'm going to be able to buy all that stuff back. It doesn't matter because I'm on a mission. I'm going to make it. So eBay, what the money I was making from eBay paid for my food, paid my mortgage, paid for my materials. The only thing I had to do now is keep working eBay and fix the house. Now, I'll be honest, my fixing house knowledge, I knew a hammer, I knew a screwdriver, right? And if I didn't have a hammer, I used my shoe. I'm kind of like, I was one of those people. But I've always had this fascination with tools, and I had inherited a lot of the tools from my stepdad when he passed away.
Yeah.
So when I'm on YouTube learning on what to do with this house, how to change outlets, how to change toilets, the contractors would have their tools, and I would be so freaking excited because they had the tool that I had. Now I knew what that tool was for. It was like the best thing ever. So that's how I did it. I fixed up the first house. I put a sign. It took me a little bit of time because I didn't know what I was doing at first. It took me about 3 months. I put a sign outside for rent. It rented in 4 hours.
Wow.
I was netting $650 a month on this house. I hit the lotto.
I bet.
Because I'm like, oh my gosh, money's starting to come in. And I just had to duplicate the system. And I kept going, and then it just took off from there. After the first one, I was unstoppable then.
Yeah, because once you got those basics in place, it was about multiplying what worked.
Exactly. So you have to figure out the niche that you're doing and just do it.
And explain this to me. Getting the initial investors or owner finance, how do you convince somebody when you have no money, no home, to lend you that money, to have the confidence in you to make something work?
I think they knew I wasn't going to take no for an answer. I went to people that are used to doing owner financing, and I told them, I'm not going to be just a one time. I'm going to buy a lot more from you. I just need one right now. That's it. And I told them exactly. I knew my goals like the back of my hand. And you would be surprised how many people are actually genuinely out there that they do want to help you succeed. They want to be part of your success. And if you have the drive and you show it, and it just showed. Really, I didn't have credit. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything. And in 3 days, I found 2 people that were willing to do it. Goes to show you, there are people out there. I would love to be part of somebody's success, somebody to come to me, be that strong and adamant that they're going to succeed. Of course, I'm going to help them because I want them to succeed. And those people are out there. Those are the people you want in your inner circle.
Yeah. And I think I'm sure I know the answer to this already. But character is what gets somebody there over strategy, would you say?
Yes.
Like 2 billion%.
Exactly.
Because if you weren't strong-willed enough and confident enough and saying, and it's amazing how when your back's against the wall, how creative how you can turn things around, yeah.
Exactly. And that's it. And then the other thing is too, whatever you promise people, you have to do it. I don't care what you have to do. Do it, whatever it takes, and you do it, and you don't let people down. Don't underestimate it. So if like, let's say with my owner financing deal, the very first one, I told them, exactly when I wanted my payments due, because rent's always, if I knew eventually I was going to rent that house out and my tenants were going to pay on the first of the month. So I didn't tell them, please make my payment due on the first of the month. No, because my tenant might be late. So I told them, make my payment due on the 20th of the month. So that I gave me enough time to get my tenant to pay. And if they didn't pay, I knew I could always sell something on eBay and come up with that payment. So I made sure I set myself up to succeed.
Set yourself up, yeah. And explain this to me, my ignorance. Owner financing means what exactly?
So that means that the owner who owns the property, instead of wanting to get cash, let's say they're selling a property for 100,000. They can
Yeah.
say, give me 100,000 cash and then it's all yours. Or they can say, look, you can make payments to me. And then when you're, finish paying me off, then you don't have any more loans on it. So it's kind of like a mortgage. So the owner financing means that the owner is your actual, is the one that's holding your mortgage. They're your lenders. So instead of going to the bank and getting a loan to buy your house, the owner is your lender.
And okay, because if you're homeless and you no record or no credit score, this was the way around it.
That was the way around it. And then keep in mind, through my divorce, I lost everything, and I had even lost my house through a foreclosure.
Yeah.
So what bank's going to lend me with a foreclosure? I had a foreclosure, a bankruptcy, no job. There's no lender on earth that will give me a loan. So that was the way to do it, is go find the sellers who wanted me to succeed, who were wanted to be a part of my success. And I found them. I went through a lot of them because I literally, most people don't have everything that I had going for me, which it was nothing. I didn't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't know anyone. I'm in a new town. I didn't have the credit. Most people might be low on one area, not all of them. So you have more options of what I had.
Yeah.
So they have to be creative with what they are missing, what they're lacking. Then you go and fix that problem.
So the investors gave you the money to give to the owner to get that property in the first place.
No. The owner himself lent it to me.
Money.
They just said, you know what? You don't have to pay me the cash. Just make me, like on the first house, I had to make him payment of $334 a month. That's what my commitment to him was.
Yeah.
For 15 years, I had to do that. And that's what I do. I just keep making those payments to him. Every month he gets paid.
And then you're getting the money off the rent.
And I get in the money on the rent. So in essence, my tenants pay my mortgage and I keep the difference. $650 I make.
Yeah.
I keep the difference. Yeah.
Ah, very clever. I don't know about over here. I live in Ireland. I don't know. But now, I've no excuse because, as you say, it's willpower and so forth. I don't know what the options are outside of the bank in this country. I must look into that.
So investors are in everywhere.
Are things freer in the States that sometimes other countries can be quite tight around these things? Or could I be wrong there?
I think I disagree because I think you got investors everywhere. And what is the investor looking for? They want to make money on their money, right?
Yeah.
So they're looking for an interest rate. What is a good interest rate for them? Whatever their comfort level is. Some of them are happy with 5%. Some of them want 10%. Some want 15%. What better way? You give them the interest rate that they want on that loan. That's it.
Yeah.
You find the person. Why are they pulling that money out? If they're not living in the house, obviously that is a rental property for them or just an investment. Okay, so ask them, what is your ideal interest or return on investment that you're looking for? And you give it to them. If they want 10% interest, return on investment, then you make your loan at 10%. Heck, be nice, give them a 12%. If you're still making money, who cares that you're paying a high interest? Who cares? As long as the number's still making sense. Why are you going to have them go find another deal where they're going to have to try to find one at 10% interest and look for one? You are right in front of them. They can invest in you and you give them the 10%.
Yeah. And then you have the deal.
Yeah. And you have the deal. And it's secure. I mean, how much more secure? If you don't make the payments on the property, then all they're going to do is take that property back. They're going to foreclose on you, and they have the property again. So it's very secure.
Yeah.
You just have to find the right people.
It's very secure for the person who's investing in you.
Yeah. Exactly. Because it's secure. So it's the best way of doing it. You just have to go out there, network. I mean, I tell you, in those 3 days, I mean, I did it for the longest time. I networked like it was the end of the world, and I found the right people. I went through a lot that were just laughed at me, but I didn't care. I pushed through. I kept going till I found the right one.
I love it. Vicky, this has been absolutely incredible. Probably my best conversation so far. I'm totally in awe of you, Vicky.
Thank you.
I really am. I genuinely mean that. Vicky, for anyone listening to this, a lot of people say without money, credit, or experience, but you can tell that you completely and utterly walk your talk and you make shit happen for you. And that's what I absolutely adore about you. And
thank you.
A lot of guests come on here and they make it fancy, but you can tell, you really built it from the core up. So, Vicky, for anyone listening to this and is inspired by your story, what would you say to them?
I say you just have to do it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to get up and do the actual work because nothing comes for free. So just get up, just do it, believe in yourself, and do it. Whatever it takes to get there, you'll do it.
I love it, Vicky. And how do we find out more about you?
You can go to my website, www.vicky.Schettini. That's Vicky Schettini, SCHETTINI.com.
And on your website, you help people do this themselves, or are you looking for clients?
All of it. I mean, my mission is to help 1 million people reach financial freedom. So I'm making it very, very simple. You just need to bring your drive. You need to bring your drive and your willingness to work. I'm doing an event called Deal in Hand event, and it's in LA. And the website is www.dealinhandevent.com. It's where you're going to go. You're going to work at this 3-day event, and you're going to get a deal under contract, and you're going to be able to close it. Why? Because how many times have you gone to all these events and they give you so much information? You go home and you are brain overload. You don't even know where to start, right?
Yep.
So in this event, I want to make it so simple that you are going to do the work at the event. You're going to get the deal. We're going to have all the tools for you to, you're going to have options what to do with the deal. And then you go home. You just have to duplicate what you did on the event. How much easier can I make it?
I love it. And I love the way you say just duplicate, like just repeat it. Because
that's it.
That's really that's once you get the basics, it's just a matter of rinse and repeat.
That's it. You just need to know how to do the first one, and then you'll start getting creative, working better, doing it better for you according to your terms. But that's why, I do a lot of mentoring and I have events all the time. Just come visit me and get a hold of me through my website. You can also email me at info@VickySchettini.com. But just do it, get started, and start building your legacy and your wealth.
Thank you, Vicky. This has been amazing, and thanks for being here.
No, thank you, Lorna. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Hey, everyone. Remember to join us in the Private Financial Freedom Podcast Facebook group with me, your host, Lorna Poole. This is a safe haven of like-minded wealth-getting go-getters who, like you, are on their journey to creating financial freedom in their life. This is where you and I can get intimate. I can give you the support and guidance to go from where you are now to where you want to be, developing your wealth mindset and creating your financial freedom life. Join at www.facebook.com/groups The Financial Freedom Podcast. You will see the links to this on the website. It's in the show notes, or type it into the Facebook group. All you have to type in is Financial Freedom Podcast and you will see us there. Look forward to seeing you in the group. Take care. Thank you for joining us on the Financial Freedom Podcast, to creating wealth, investing, and developing your money mindset. To get started today on your journey, head on over to www.lornapoole.com and grab your free course, 5 Steps to Breaking Free from Your Poverty Mindset and Accelerating Your Journey to Financial Freedom. See you there.